and obviously stay away from some of the things that you don't want to do. And just like, I guess, a girl who doesn't want to go on the casting couch to get a role. I'm just saying, like, probably opportunities that I'll never get because there's certain lines that I just won't cross. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's for everybody. You know what I mean? And it's all, but it's not so hard once you get into it. But at first, man, like I didn't even network. Like I didn't even ask for people's names, let alone their emails or numbers, or like try to like chit chat with them. Like I just wanted to go home and work. Like, okay, cool. Like, okay, nice. Like, who? Jimmy Iovine? Okay, great. I was just like, oh, I just didn't care, And now I look back and I'm like, that was definitely one of my biggest learning lessons. So to everyone out there, like who's even trying to get into any sort of entertainment industry, networking is like 92% of it.
I agree. That's big.
You could be the dopest dude, but you're sitting at home doing nothing. Like, don't matter. Or you could be like a weak ass dude, but you get great opportunities. And as long as you can like at least meet their expectations, like you're gonna get more jobs, and then hopefully you'll grow. And I've seen people just blow up that way,
Definitely. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Solo TV 84. We got special guest Matt Alonzo in the building, film director, creative director, trendsetter. Make sure you guys smash the like button. Smash the like button. Also, I see Matt, I appreciate you posting this on the gram. You know what I'm saying? Let your peoples know.
Hello, Solo TV.
Film school, right? You get a good 6-figure job working for a record company. You have to wear a suit, which I know you loathe, and you're miserable. Even though you're making good money, you're working for a record company. You're probably dating beautiful women too. I mean, you're in California. Why were you miserable? Even though you were making good money, 6 figures, lived in a nice part of town. Why didn't you? What was going on with you, if you don't mind sharing?
Well, I knew early on that, unfortunately, this is one thing I do struggle with a little bit. Is like money wasn't the end all be all. You know what I mean? So like, I was making a lot of money, but I was the head of the company. I was 21 years old, fresh out of college. There was no one higher than me to like help me, or like, even today, I'm still very open to learning and to being better, and I don't mind coming in. I don't want to be the top guy all the time. Like I have no problem settling in and learning and growing and working my butt off for somebody else to basically, when you work for someone else, you kind of get an access to all their networks, to their skills, to everything like that. So I wasn't going to grow. Like there was no growth for me. You know what I mean? Like I knew the program, I knew what I was doing, I knew how to shoot, I knew how to do everything. We shot like 60 music videos within like a few months, and but the company that I worked for, he actually had a vitamin company that was that he bought. It was a colon cleanser. That's what he made millions of dollars on. So his side piece and his wife would come to lunch.
Are you serious? At the same time?
Yeah, and his wife was like a bad Mexican girl, and his side piece was like, and his dude was white. You know what I mean?
Right.
She was a black woman, black, like kind of hood. You know what I mean? She had a chain on and stuff, and she wanted to have the record label. So he made the record label for her, but he never put any of the albums out. So it wasn't. He ended up spending like a few $1 million, and so eventually the people who were he was running it out of the same.
Wait, hold up, Matt. Not to cut you off, but he did that for the side piece.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that sounds like some Donald Sterling stuff.
Bro, it was wild. And he ended up signing all her friends to the label, like people she wanted.
So it was like a pet project.
It was, yeah, absolutely. And he spent, like I said, he brought in these big producers who are actually like the head of Atlantic now, like the interns. I don't know if you know who they are, but like they're huge. And they're literally like the head of the head over there. And so yeah, so they produced like 100 songs for each of these artists. And we shot like 30 videos because he was going to put out a double CD. And I got to give him credit though. I got to give him credit because this was like 2007, 2008, and one of the crews was like a teenage black skater crew, and it was just way too early. But like 3-4 years later, Wayne, everybody was skateboarding was like popular, and like he definitely knew a little bit, right? But he blew all his money, and so essentially they said like, yo, you have to close this shit down until you make some more money. So then I was already on salary, so I ended up started directing infomercials for colon cleansing. So like, I mean, yeah, I'm getting paid like 12 grand, 15 grand a month, but like like
something you don't care about.
I mean, not that I do care about, man. Like, I'm talking about like soul killing. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like for instance, one time, you know, he put a little bit too much makeup on his face, and his neck was a little bit different shade, and he wanted me to go frame by frame and paint his neck to look the same as his face. Like, not all money is good money. You know what I mean? Like. So I kept it all in for a while, and then like I just got to a point where I was like, I just broke down, dude. I broke down at lunch one day. I called my dad. I was like hysterical. Like, you know, I was 21. Like at 22, I didn't, you know, I came from a small town. Like I didn't know what was going on, you know. And I just told him. He asked me 2 questions. Are you growing as an artist? I said no. He said, are you growing as a man? I said no. He said, okay, then you know what you need to do. So I got my bag. I didn't tell anyone I was leaving, and I never went back.
So at that time, then you started doing like freelance jobs like Craigslist, right? And that's how you know, tell me about the struggle then. You were sleeping on couches. Were you ever scared that shit? I know you always believed in, huh?
I said hypergamy does not care.
Hypergamy does not care. We'll get to that in a moment, but I want to know, like, I mean, you know, now you're sleeping on couches, you're eating ramen. Were you ever scared, like, maybe I should have had that job and whatnot? And how did you go from that, where now you making good money but you hated your job, and then now you're doing freelance, and then you were doing what you're doing now? I mean, I guess that's where we get to the gossip, Lil Wayne thing. But you were doing Craigslist jobs, right?
Well, like the thing was, I felt better when I was away from there, because at least I could grow. I could see different things. I could kind of move and maneuver, right? Like, yeah, I was like, my car got repossessed, and remember them knocking like toot toot toot, like boom, just gave my keys. Like, it was what it was. You know what I mean? Like, wow. I didn't budge though. Like, I didn't even like, to be honest, I did not like it. I didn't faze me. I didn't care, because I just knew I was so focused on the vision, and not only on the vision, but like on the vision. Like, the vision was like, is what I lived, you know what I mean? So like, what I was living in the day wasn't really like my life, really, because I was so far into what I believed was going to happen, you know? And so, yeah, man, like I remember importing 200 tapes, mini DV tapes, for some lady who was on Soul Train in like 82. She wanted to create a reality show. And I think I made like $50 or $100, man. And I was like, oh, like 200 of these like hour-long tapes, man. Like, and that's kind of work I was doing, because, like, you know, there were no opportunities back then. MySpace was barely coming out, you know. But yeah, my roommate was the engineer at the record label, and he ended up working for DirecTV, and then he just had some connections in San Diego with the casino, Saquon, and some of the young guys were rappers, and so they asked if we could come film them for a couple $100, man, and we went out there, and Lil Wayne just happened to, like, when I showed up, I was obsessed with Wayne too. This was like Carter 1, Carter 2, right before Carter 3. So like,
no, right before Carter 3 was when he dropped Gossip. I remember, because that was a hot song. Because I think him and 50 were beefing back then, and he had that line for 50.
What line is there?
Something about a man gossiping that shows the lady of a nigga. Like, that's the first 2 bars. And like, everybody knew he was talking about 50, because 50 and him were kind of going back and forth. See, that's old school. Like, you got to be a hip hop head to know this type of stuff.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I like I said, I was deeply, like, I loved Wayne, and I just loved his energy. And so, yeah, like I said, they weren't gonna let me shoot, obviously, because I was a little nobody with like a little, you know. I mean, I had a little camera, but like, you know, it wasn't the top model. Like, you know, we didn't. Have, you know what I mean? We made the best of what we had. That's for sure.
Facts.
And so, yeah, we shot it. We ended up being able to. We told them that we could do some promo for them. My roommate just had a mouthpiece. Shout out to Royal Honor. His name's Royal Honor. Like, how legit.
Are you serious? Royal Honor? And low-key trolling with that name.
And Justin was with me too. Like, modern artists, like Brad was living with me. Like a common friend that we have.
Right.
Like, we were going in. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and we took every opportunity that came. And like, he was shooting for J-Rock, Kendrick, and, you know, Schoolboy Q at the time for like, I mean, no one knew who these kids were, you know what I mean? And so, yeah, we shot that, and then we took it home. I took it home that night, and I edited it, and then I put it on YouTube. And this is like I said, people probably can't understand this. Like, Vivo wasn't around. I mean, YouTube had barely came out. Like, no one was really fucking with YouTube, you know?
Right.
So I labeled it Gossip Official Music Video. Mm-hmm. And so the next day I wake up, it's on all the blogs. It's like it blew up. Like, I think it was one of the first videos to get like 1 million. Like, it was a big thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I was like, wow, like, you know. And a couple of weeks later, I ended up checking my inbox. I didn't know how to check my YouTube inbox because, like I said, it was so new. And DJ Ski hit me and was just like, yo, this shit is wild. Like, we have to team up, you know. And at that time, he had like
TV. I remember him back in the day. Man, you bringing me back now.
Yeah, he had like 5 videos or 10 videos on his page. Like, he hadn't really started Ski TV yet. And so yeah, we linked up, and then, you know, he was Games DJ obviously, and so, you know, he had a great relationship with Interscope and their marketing director at the time, which is now Tyler, the Creator's manager. But he was pretty much like Eminem's guy, Chris Clancy. And Chris Clancy is the one who gave us the opportunity to shoot the Cardinal official video, and gave me the game Dope Boys video, gave me the 536 video, like all these videos, and they pretty much like laughed at me. Like, they thought, like, to me, 10 grand was a lot of money, man. Like, 10 grand, like, I'm shooting video like for free, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm
right.
So 10 grand to me, but like 10 grand to the record label at the time was like, you know, what they think coffee. Yeah, no, literally. So they kind of thought we were gonna fall on our faces. I mean, I don't think they like wanted us to do that, but they didn't think much. They weren't expecting much back. And the Red had just came out, the Red camera, and so I used the Red one a lot. And then yeah, we pretty much revolutionized the way that the game worked. I mean, not by like we didn't design it that way, but
right.
We wanted opportunity, and so, like, yeah. So then after that, we did like 10 number.
Yo, we'll get into that in a second, but you jumping at all my questions already, man.
I think it's still a bit.
Bro, he got 52 M's. He got 52 M's. Hold up, 52, got 52 M's. I come out, bro, he got 52 M's. Been in the gym, done 52 rounds. 52 plays, 52 down. Yeah. 52 right. 52. Ooh. 52 right. 52, yeah. 52 states, 52 dates, 52 plays in 52 days, 52 Ray. I am an 8, I love the bait. She call me Trey, gang call me Tote. How about the roll? Whip up a bowl, whippity. I'm up in Boston and I'm on that Hennessy. Ain't looking for Kiki, I'm looking for Tiffany. Probably wear all the bottles in the dripping beat. She calling off the.
Dom the Monko.